Listen, family, imposter syndrome is really a power over you that maybe someone has told you, or if you've told yourself, or a combination of both. How you defeat that is going back and looking in the rear view mirror of your experiences, looking in the rear view mirror of what you've been through, and then looking in the windshield as you move forward, so you can show that I'm here for a reason. How perfectionism is getting in the way of you feeling and thinking that you have imposter syndrome. If you're new to the channel, I go by the name of ED. For all you smart and intelligent folks out there, that just simply means Ed. I have an 8-point framework, and these 8 points, my goal, my mission, my job today is be able to unpack today's title, which is entitled Confidence Boost: Overcoming Imposter Syndrome. You know, family, when I first experienced this thing that they call imposter syndrome, it was when I first started in my career. Okay, maybe we can even step back further than that, but today we're going to focus on the career in project management. And I was overly excited about the growth as far as what I learned as far as leading projects and making the transition from the various roles from business, senior business analyst to project coordinator to project manager. And when you get behind that role, that leadership role, where you're behind the steering wheel and leading that project, you feel like everything that you've done, you forgot about how you got here. That's why I love that Jay-Z line of, we forgot what we came for. And the reason why I say that is because, family, we forget that our experiences, the things that we learned along the way, really helped us develop to become the person that we are. And then just like who the person that we are, we can become more. And becoming more, it requires something of us. And sometimes we forget that aspect of life. And now we start developing imposter syndrome because we start, watch this, family, comparing what we see in others. I'm guilty of it myself. I've looked at other channels, or I've looked at other coaches and authors, and I'm like, I'm missing it. Like, how come I'm not there yet? What am I doing wrong? And I start pointing the finger at me. Okay, maybe that's not, maybe you don't get where I'm going. Maybe let me bring it closer to home. Let me pull up to your doorstep and ring the doorbell. Have you ever thought that when you got that role where, you know, the job description was nothing based off of your background, but they liked you anyway, and you step into the role and now you feel that you can't deliver on the actual role, but you start getting into role and you start filling things out, and then you start realizing, wait a minute, I can do this. Let's get into these points. Point number one, this is message. This right here is very important, family. I accidentally bumped into this. And what do you mean, ED? You accidentally bumped into this? What I mean that I bumped into point number one is construct a personal board of advisors. I accidentally created a board of advisors I wasn't even thinking about it. I just needed help. I needed some people to really see what's inside of me, that I believe was inside of me, to help pull it out. And so creating that board of advisors, shout out to you, Phil, shout out to you, Byron. These are my advisors. These are people that stretch me to believe that I can be more than what I'm seeing right now currently, that they see bigger things for me. And so I always recommend that you construct a personal board of advisors. You know, advisors. The advisors are people to say, no, I think you made a wrong turn. You might want to look at your map again to see if you're going in the right direction. And you go back and look at your map. Your map is your plan. Your plan, you know what we talk about here. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So basically what I'm saying, family, is identify individuals whose opinions you truly respect, and you got to respect their opinions, because they're going to say some tough things to you. If they're really truly advisors, they're in it for you, not in it for them. They're in it to see you win, not in it to see them win. They're in it to see you be successful. It has nothing to do with them. What they get out of it is the joy and the appreciation. If you do this right, that you circle back and say, man, I really truly appreciate you pouring into me. So Identify people that you respect and who bring different strengths and experiences. Ask them to provide you guidance on specific challenges. This is going to be key, family. When you create this board of advisors, there, like I named my two advisors. I got a couple more, but these two right here have been truly impactful in my particular career. Family, I really truly appreciate you for locking in with me today and watching today's episode. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe. It don't cost you nothing but a quick like. All right, let's move on. Point number 2, focus on contributing and limiting comparison traps. Ooh, this is a tricky one. Reason why this is tricky, family, as I talked about in my quick story, what I described to you was we can get caught up in looking at other people's success or what we deemed as success and wanting to do a comparison. But see, there's a gift in you. There's something in you that needs to be out to the world. See, we were all born differently, meaning that we have different gifts inside of us. We have different opportunities inside of us. So yes, you may want to model what you see, but don't get caught up in the comparison trap. Okay, again, maybe I'm just talking to myself. No, maybe nobody's out there that got caught up in the comparison trap, but I've been caught up in the comparison trap more than I would like to admit. That's why I'm very transparent here with you, family, because if you can see and learn from my mistakes of get caught up in that comparison trap and realize I'm my own individual, I have something to offer. I have something to deliver as well. So this is what I want to give you as a tip. When you catch yourself comparing, redirect your thoughts to your own achievements and the unique, that's key, unique value that you bring to your role. So what makes you unique? There's something about you that makes you unique. There's something about you that you bring to the table that most people don't bring to the table, family, and build off of that, because that is going to be, as I like to say, your trampoline to be able to have the success that you're looking for. Point number 3, this is my favorite. Reframe failures as learning opportunities. Okay, if I'm being transparent with you, family, sometimes it is hard to reframe the failure that you have because you had a certain expectation. We all know that frustration comes from the expectation that you once had or that you had during that time. And so now maybe you had an expectation that you were going to be here at this organization forever, or you were going to be in a particular role forever. And then you realize that now they've transitioned the role to a different department, or now you need to go out and look for another opportunity. And you're thinking, I fail here. No, 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 no. How can I reframe this? How can I look at this different? How can I put on a new pair of glasses to and really address what is going on? So basically what I'm saying is sharing your failures and lessons learned with others. This not only helps normalize the failure, but it also reinforces the idea that growth comes from overcoming obstacles. Listen, family, as long as you're living, you will have obstacles. I don't care how much money you get or how much money you don't get. There is always going to be an obstacle, but it's up to you to make the decision if you're going to step into that obstacle and address it and move forward. I'm going to be honest with you, it's not going to be easy. At times you're going to want to quit, but when you get ready to quit, just think about everything you've been through this far to get there. Let's move on to point number 4. Establish your own success criteria. Oh, I love this. Reason why I love this is that we have to identify what success means to us, not what someone said success means to us, but what does it mean to you? What does success look like to you? Regularly, you want to adjust your criteria for success as your values and your goals evolve. As you evolve as a person, I use the analogy of the iPhone. Currently, I believe is at iPhone 14 or 15 at the making of this video. And each version, it got better. And you have to look at yourself like that. As you continue to grow, your goals are going to grow. Your values are going to grow. You're going to evolve as a person, and your success criteria of what you deemed as being successful or what success is going to change. So family, always be willing to establish your own success criteria. Point number 4, challenge the stereotypes and biases. Listen, just because one thing about imposter syndrome it can really be intensified by the internalized stereotypes of what people may say. Oh, well, you're black. Well, how could you do YouTube and be a project manager or a program manager? Oh, well, you're tall, you're short, you're this, it's so many different stereotypes out there. And you have to be able to be willing to advocate for to say, I understand what is out there, but I'm going to show you that even though what's out there, that is not of me, that is not me. Don't believe everything that you see and hear at times. Give me an opportunity to prove myself and my value, because I do bring a value to this table. I do bring diversity to this table. I do show up, and not only do I show up, I make sure that I contribute to what the actual overall project is. Point number 5, adapt an experimental mindset. Again, I learned this from the Diary of CEO, Stephen. He had talked about it in one of his episodes, and I was like, man, I need to experiment more. I need to do way more. I'm not experimenting enough. So I started to adapt an experiment mindset, meaning I just started documenting my experiments and their outcomes over time. I remember when I was in February, currently we're in March, I said, you know what? I want to do 2 episodes every Monday on top of the remaining week, just because I wanted to see what the feedback was in the family. Like, hey, was that just too much content? Or did you really appreciate that? And I realized it was too much content, because not only was I doing 2 episodes a day, I was also putting out 5 to 7 shorts as well as a day. So I pulled back a little bit, and I went back to, hey, we're doing, daily shows. So again, adapt the experiment mindset and document what your experiments actually, what the outcome is of those actual experiments. Point number 6, you have to visualize it. You have to visualize that success. One of the things that I got back to, and I actually started today, this is why I put this as a recommendation, as a point, because of the fact that I sat and visualized my actual goals, my actual things that I really want to achieve for this quarter. The quarter is almost up, and I said, what are the things I need to execute on? What are the things that I need to actually get done this quarter to feel like, okay, man, I really achieved those goals? And so you have to really understand that visualization. I know it sounds like the woo-woo stuff, or but it works. It really does. I mean, but I want to say this, because I know we can get caught up in the whole visualization thing and miss the whole aspect of being able to go and watch this, family. Execute. Yes, you have to execute, family. If you do not execute on what you visualize, visualization doesn't mean a thing. It doesn't even, it does, it's not even worth visualizing if you're not going to go execute on the thing that you're seeing. All right, point number 7. Sometimes I think we forget that we need to normalize the discussion about doubts. When you are going through that imposter syndrome aspect, you need to have an open conversation with someone that you really trust about the self-doubt and imposter feeling that you are actually going, so they can help you demystify that this is not true. You are not an imposter. You have not came and took over something. You have put in the necessary work to be able to achieve what you need to achieve. So do not, and I repeat, family, do not get caught up in that aspect of believing that you can't have a conversation with someone you trust to be able to demystify the imposter syndrome. Point number 8, develop competency through teaching. What does that look like? What I'm doing here now. That's why I believe anybody that's looking to get in project management or is a project manager should basically start training, get on camera, start talking about what you've learned, because this is going to help you develop the competency that you need when you may be going into interviews, maybe when you're actually leading project. This really truly helps you, and it's helped me tremendously since we started back in March of last year to start doing more training. And there's so much more training that is going to be on the way, family. I'm excited for it. I just have to uh, take time to understand what does the family need. Do we want to do CAPM? Do we want to do PMP? So I'm doing my research on that currently as we speak. But again, using these teachings as opportunity to solidify your own understanding and recognize the value you bring through your knowledge and experience. Here's my bonus, family bonus. Embrace a not yet attitude towards skills and achievement. What does that mean? Sometimes we tell ourselves stories, or we call it self-talk, and we start saying, yeah, I'm going to do such and such, and then we say we do nothing. And that really hurts us, family, long term, because of the fact that we have to create a mindset that encourages persistence and resilience. If we don't do that, we're going to continue to talk ourselves out of things that we should be going after. We're going to continue to find ways to watch this, family, break out of what our plan in life could be and what we actually visualize. So we have to understand, family, that we have to develop a not yet, meaning, hey, we haven't done that yet, but we're going to get there. We're going to keep working. We're going to be resilient and persistent. And my final bonus is prioritize self-care and wellness. One of the things that again got back to starting today is meditation. I've been off and on with meditation, but today I have to get back to it, because really meditation really helps you in thinking clearer. Well, let me say, for me, it's helped me think clearer. It helped me really articulate myself better. And so here's some tips around self-care, and whatever self-care looks to you. Maybe self-care to you may I don't know, going to the salon, getting a Medicare, pedicure, just sitting down, reading a book, or just relaxing could be self-care. So you need to find out what genuinely works for you as a rejuvenating, because this is really a truly rejuvenating type tool. Here's my closing remarks, family. I have three of them. Construct a personal board of advisors. Like I said, surround yourself with a diverse group of mentors and advisors that can provide you with a broad range of perspective and advice. Point number two, focus on contributions and limit comparison. I had to say that multiple times. And limit comparison traps. Comparing yourself behind the scenes to everyone else, highlight reel on social media and professional settings, can really make you feel like you're an imposter. Like you're looking at someone's highlight reel, or you're looking at where they're currently at. But you need to go back and do your homework and see where they started. What if you go back and look at my first video compared to now? It's leaps, and I'm still a work in progress. I got so much to do. We started off I remember someone left a comment and was like, are you in the basement, or are you in a cave? What's going on? And because I was just in this, I thought it was a cool, amazing scene, but it wasn't. But I thought it was at the time. So it made me feel like, okay, well, let's make an adjustment. And so now we have this behind us. And as we continue to progress, that's going to change and improve. So again, family, don't fall guilty, or fall victim, I should say. Yeah, really victim to the comparison traps. And the final thing is normalizing discussions about doubts. Open conversation about self-doubt is really going to assist you of that feeling that you have as being an imposter. And this will allow you to demystify these experiences and reduce their power. Listen, family, imposter syndrome is really a power over you that maybe someone has told you, or you've told yourself, or a combination of both. How you defeat that is going back and looking in the rear view mirror of your experiences, looking in the rear view mirror of what you've been through, and then looking in the windshield as you move forward, so you can show that I'm here for a reason. Until next time, this has been your boy ED. You know my slogan. I'm out.